Hello, and welcome back to Path of Titans. This is Whiskey River here, and today I've got some clips of me playing on Apex Killers community server with my friend King Kabuzian. King has been playing on this server for a little bit now and been telling me how much he likes it and invited me to come play with him. So had some time yesterday and I went in and played with him. Actually, I've been growing a Rex there for the last week and a half or so. I've been popping in from time to time to raise my Rex. This is Zeus, my Rex, and here on Apex Killers, and that is Helios. That's King Kabuzian's Rex. So we kind of wanted to go check out the PT Rex on this server. Heard good things about it for a while. Um, I remember when the server first came out, the server owner George had, I think, commented on one of my videos asking me to come play here, and I'd popped in and checked it out a couple of times, but there was never a whole lot of players on there. So in the last couple of weeks, I've been really pleasantly surprised to see they've got a very populated server now. It's over 100 people on there every time I look. So I wanted to come check it out and actually play here for a good while. We played for several hours yesterday and a little bit last week as well. And man, I've really been having a blast on this server actually. It's a lot of fun. The the rules they're common sense rules. They're really simple, easy to follow. It is a semi-realism server and it is a little bit more focused on PvP. So normally, as you guys probably know, I play on Arizoa, which is more focused on realism. And this server here is more focused on PvP, but it's still a semi-realism server. And so far, I really like it. There's no hunger rule. You can hunt anytime you want to. They've got some pretty cool rules about Crater. If you're an Apex and Crater, for example, you have to challenge any other Apex on site, either hunt or challenge it. So it's really set up to make for a lot of really good action and gameplay and some PvP situations. Um, and then their dinosaurs are balanced differently, but so far the PT Rex actually feels really good. I'm gonna say it feels better than the Rex on Arizoa actually. It doesn't have as much. It's not the super tanky like solo playable. It is a duo on this server, so it doesn't have the huge health pool, but it does really good damage. And compared to the other dinosaurs that we fought, I mean, we fought the Gigas. By the way, they've got all the dinosaurs on this server, from what I can tell. They've got all the fantasy creatures here, as well as all the vanilla dinosaurs and a lot of the modded dinosaurs. They've got both of the Gigas, the PT and the DB Giga. They've got the same with the Deinosuchus. They've got both of them, the DB one and the other one, the same one that they have on all the other servers. The EX Allo, we got into a fight with these EX Allos here, which was a really good fight, and it was a learning curve because it's much different than the Allo. The EX Allo on Arizoa, it's a mid tier here on this server, so they can jump, and they don't really take much fall damage, as we learned in this fight. And man, they hit hard. It was a fun fight, and it was a cool little learning experience. So I am looking forward to making an EX Allo. That'll be one of the next dinosaurs I make here. Check that out for a little bit too. We decided to run one Rex with the Crushing Bite that has Bone Break and the other one with Charge Bite, and we're trying to use those in combination. And we won all of our fights last night. We fought Gigas, we fought Tyrannos, we fought these Allos, we hunted a couple of different Karks, and all of our hunts were successful. So I was really surprised, and I really like the way that it feels. And with two of them, they're a really strong force on this server, from what I can tell so far. So I look forward to encountering a lot of the other stuff and fighting many more things. It's going to be fun, I think, and I'll be playing here a lot more in the near future. There's no password on this server, but it's full most of the time I check it, and sometimes it's kind of hard to get into. So because it is populated, so you've got to try a few times to log in. I think usually after my third or fourth try, I'm able to get in. But that's really a good thing. That means that it's popular. There's going to be a full server, which is what you want, when you're joining a server like this, because you want to play with other people. And if it's not full, sometimes it gets really lonely, and empty and boring if you don't see other things to interact with. But on this server, everywhere we went, there was players, so it was really nice. There is somewhat of a hotspot in Grand Plains from what I saw, and then of course Crater's kind of like a fighting area, so that's always got a lot of people there that want to fight. So it's a good, if you want a good challenge and some good competition, Crater's a cool place to go for that. But we went through Birchwoods and saw a couple things. We went through Titan's Pass. We went through Big Quill Lake and saw quite a few things there actually. And then Salt Flats was very popular, I noticed. So people tend to be, from what I can tell, fairly spread out here on this server. There's no third-party rule here, so I really think that helps with the hot spotting. Um, I don't. People don't seem to agree with me, but I maintain that I think one of the issues that especially a server like Arizoa has, where you see extreme hot spotting there and you don't see it on any other server, is because of the third-party rule. For whatever reason, most kids that are playing this game want an easy kill. They want to go somewhere where they know the players are so that they can wait for a fight to break out and then they can just third party and get an easy kill. Probably not confident in fighting. Who knows? I don't personally understand why you'd want no challenge just to kill something and sit on a body for half an hour, but kids like to do that, and I'm telling you that's why there's such an extreme hot spotting on that server. The other servers that have third-party rules have biome restrictions, or they have strict third-party rules, and you don't see the hot spotting. So I'm telling you, that's why that server has bad hot spotting. This server doesn't have a third party, or this server does have a no third-party rule, so that helps. You see players spread out all over the place, and there's still areas you can go when you know you want to fight, like Crater or like Grand Plains, but it's not this like hyper-focused hotspot where you don't see anybody around the map for hours, and you go to Grand Plains and you see 50 dinosaurs. I have not experienced that on this server at all. I see people spread out pretty well, and then there are a lot more in Grand Plains and Crater, but you still see people elsewhere, which is really, really nice. And the other nice thing is that they have all the dinosaurs here. It gives you a chance to experience all the different mods out there and experiment with some of the different things that you don't see on a lot of the other realism servers. So I think that's a really nice touch. I'm really excited to check out the Golugor, for example. George was calling that the honey badger of Path of Titans, so that's one of my favorite animals, and so I'm really excited to try that one out. So you can see the jumping that this Allo is doing here. That surprised me because I'm used to playing on Arizoa and they can't jump. So I was expecting it to take fall damage at some point, but they were not. They were very agile and they were able to do these jump attacks. It was really, really cool actually. And you can see the damage that they're doing. I mean, they were targeting King and they did. I mean, they got him very low. He's less than half health now. So we've got at least one of them to less than half, and the other one we didn't get a whole lot of hits on. But I mean, for the time that we fought, we were pretty surprised at how low they got King. So they seem to be a pretty good dinosaur, and I definitely will be playing that one too. Another thing I was really pleased to see is that the community overall was really respectful here. Everybody respected the combat, and there wasn't a ton of toxicity in chat. Interestingly enough, it's kind of ironic, but I did see one name that I had recognized from Arizoa, and it's a player that got banned from Arizoa for being toxic and rude and chat and stuff like that. And of course, what are they doing here is they're arguing with people. I mean, they were even arguing with the server owner at one point. This is like nonstop. And I'm going, oh my gosh, is this kid never going to learn? Like he's probably going to get banned here too. But that was the one exception. Everybody else was very respectful, nice, just good chat overall. Like I said, good sports. Everybody I fought was, all GGs, and very very respectful, and just a healthy, fun, and positive community overall. So I was really really happy to see that. And then even the moderators that I encountered, there was a situation where we fought these two Dracos, and one of the at the very end of the fight, I started a charge bite on the Rex, and King Caboosian bone broke the other Draco, and then killed it. They on this server they don't have as a big a health pool as they do on the other server that I play on, and so I was not I wasn't quite used to that yet, and so he killed it way quicker than I anticipated. I thought it was going to take a lot more bites, and so since I had already charged up, I had already started the charge up on my charge bite. The other Draco kind of landed next to me, and I was anticipating it to attack, so I turned and released my charge bite, and hit it. And it was after the other Draco. King had killed the other Draco, and the moderator was like, "Hey, don't bite." He just politely said, "Don't bite." Um, after a body's down, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, my bad." And they were like, "Yeah, it's cool, just don't do it." And I think that's a really fair way to handle that type of a situation. It was an obvious accident. It was one bite. I think they saw that it was a mistake, and they warned me about it, and that's great. I think that's a good way to handle it. It's fair. On some of the other servers I play on, that would have been a strike. They don't care if it was an accident or not. It's just they're very strict about it. And so I do like that about this server. From what I've experienced so far, they seem very fair. And then the other thing I was really pleased about is, and it's a nice change, is the freedom that you get on this server. There's not a lot of restrictions. You can the dinosaurs can go anywhere. You can hunt pretty much. There's certain profile restrictions. Everything's very clear cut and simple though. I read through a lot of the profiles. Still going through some of them now, but the ones that I read through, it's very cut and dry and simple and easy to understand. It doesn't get super complicated where you're having to bounce around from profile to a territory rule to a hunting rule to a contest rule to a third party rule, like to try to put all the puzzle pieces together to get the whole picture, and then you wind up finding out that you didn't see the footnote 18 in the other section that you missed, and so you broke a rule and you get a strike. It's none of that. It's just very simple. So there's some profile restrictions here and there, but for the most part, you're pretty much free to hunt whatever you want and fight whatever you want whenever you want, aside from the simple body down rules and that. So it's a nice welcome change, and I'm enjoying it. I mean, the Rex and the Dino were my two favorite playables, the previous server that I played on, and then they just made it super restricted. The Rex is relegated to the forest now. You can't even hunt things in your dislike biome, and the hotspot is your dislike biome. So when you get hungry, you're basically stuck in the forest. Everything knows that the Rexes hang out in the forest, so they just avoid it. And then the place where all the players are, where your prey is, you can't even really go there anymore. I mean, you can, but you can't hunt. You have to forecall if you see something that you'd have to territory, which is always there. There's no point in even going there anymore. So it's just it's not fun to play. You sit in the forest for hours and don't see anything, and then when you get hungry, you can't even go to the place where there's food. And then the Dino, it had a broken lunge where you could fly across the map and bone break stuff, and so I was the first to say that needed to be changed. But the mod creator did change that, but then on the server they also changed the rules on it where you have to be in saltwater only, and nothing ever has to go to the saltwater. So in order to really be successful on that Dino, is you need to ambush stuff in the water that's swimming or drinking, and nothing ever goes to the saltwater to swim or drink. Why? Because they know there's Dinos in there. So they need to allow them somewhere, like somewhere else where the other terrestrials and stuff have to go, so that at least you have some prey. Because the way it is now, you're just stuck fighting, Livies and Mosas and Sachis and all the stuff that's way better in the water than you are anyway. So I don't know, that's not fun either. So it's definitely a welcome change and a pleasant change for me to play here on Apex Killers, and it was a really nice treat last night. And it was great to have King Caboosian as my wingman, best Rex player I've ever fought against. It was great to have him there fighting with me. I probably would have lost some of those fights had he not been
there. So that was great. And like I said, everything else about the server that I experienced was just really, really positive thing. And it made me really want to come back here and play here a lot more. So this is where I'm going to be playing a lot, spending a lot of my time, and you'll see a lot more videos to come. So if this all sounds good to you as well, then come check it out, and maybe I'll see you out there on Apex Killers. And as always, I do hope to see you out there in Gondua. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.